Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today we're going to be talking about how to combat the Kyrotech crisis. This bottleneck is really damaging. I'd say particularly to players in the early and middle stages of the game, because that's when I think Kyrotechs get completely exacerbated. Even at the late game, they can be really tough, but I think at times in the late game, other bottlenecks begin to creep in to help offset that Kyrotech one, where your signal data, relic materials really start to drive a lot of the issues you're going to see. Whereas in the early and middle stages, man, like you're just stuck trying to get Kyrotech. So I'm going to give you guys my advice on how to get through those. So like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let's, of course, give a huge shout out to our channel members for all their continued support. If you're ever interested in joining, that link is down below. I very much appreciate my channel members. They have helped really make this channel so much better. Their advice, criticism, comments, you guys are awesome. If you ever have a question as a channel member, my DMs are open. You guys know that. You don't need to wait for a live stream or like just DMs, the Discord. That's what it's there for. So thank you guys again. Hopefully I'm helping make your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes experience a little bit better. So let's go in here, and I'm going to talk first about the early and the mid game and kind of give you some examples of really good or bad Kyrotech investments. So let's start with the early game. So one of the things in the early game here that's a good investment is Commander Luke Skywalker. All of these guys at relic levels are required for some Galactic Legend or Journey Guide character, or both, right? They're needed for a lot of stuff. One of the best investments I've ever made in this game. It's only 700 total Kyrotech for this team, compared to 1,300 for these Imperial Troopers, where only 2 of them, Veers and Piet, are required for a Galactic Legend or S-tier fleet, right, with Piet being needed for both Sith Eternal and the Executor. But Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper, Range Trooper, they're not required for any Galactic Legend farms. So it's really difficult to have me sit here and recommend building them for 1,300 Kyrotech when you can spend almost half as much on a Commander Luke team and get a solid return out of every single one. So in the early and the mid game, focusing on stuff like this, ask yourself that question: will these Kyrotechs net me a return in the future? Am I, paying it forward? Am I doing something that by, relicking my Chewbacca and Han Solo, am I making progress towards something else? And probably yes. So Starkiller. So this is one where it's really rough to do this early. Just these 5 characters right here is 2,100 total Kyrotech. We haven't included Emperor Palpatine. We haven't included Old Ben, Visas Mar, or Juhani. Right there's 400 more Kyrotech. Now you're at 2,500. Oh, you want to add in Cal Kestis instead of your unaligned Force user there. Add another 400 Kyrotech. Like, it's mental how much Kyrotech this farm takes. And you compare that to Jabba the Hutt, and you're like, oh my gosh, Jabba and Jedi Knight Luke is 4,400. Yes, they are. But they have so much overlap in this game. You guys know that. They have so much overlap. So in that early and middle stage, other ways to think about that too is, while both of these things earn you a net return on your investment to get to somewhere, ask yourself that question of, what am I getting in return with the, hey, how good is Starkiller? How good is Jabba? Well, Jabba's significantly better, right? I think everybody knows that Jabba's better. I love Starkiller, but I think you're so much better off getting Jabba because he's a far better character, and so those Kyrotech you would have spent on Starkiller can now go to your Jabba team. So I've gotten Jabba, and Jabba's going to help increase your Kyrotech income. He's going to help alleviate some of those other bottlenecks you're experiencing, give you more time to focus on just Kyrotechs. That is then going to allow you to get Starkiller faster. So that's kind of the way I view that. Like in the early and mid stages, you need to be far more proactive with understanding your investments that you're making, right? That's one of the most important things. And this also kind of goes into this next thing of like another smart move in the mid game is trying to knock your Inquisitors out. And honestly, if somebody told me that they were going to build Inquisitors over Starkiller, from a Kyrotech perspective, you're going to spend more here. But I don't hate it, because I think Inquisitors are one of these things that are going to help you get into better guilds. And you get into a better guild, that's going to get you more guild event currency. What does more guild event currency give you? More Kyrotech. So, it sounds silly, but one of the best ways to solve the Kyrotech bottleneck is to spend Kyrotech, but spending it in ways to get you into a guild. If you have Starkiller and Rey and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, or you've got Inquisitors and Jabba the Hutt, I guarantee you the Inquisitor Jabba the Hutt guy is going to find more guilds willing to take them in, barring everything else is the same, GP and stuff. Jabba and Inquisitors look far better. It's going to get you into far better guilds because they're going to say, hey, you can earn us Reva shards. I'm all for it. So I want to get that out there, right? And then finally, guys, the last thing I would tell you to start doing in the mid-game, you've got to think about Braca and Zepho special missions. I'm going to show you guys in the Google Sheet, I created a general notes tab and a locations tab. And I can tell you right now that Zepho and Braca are two really good places to increase your Kyrotech income. So we're going to go flip over to that, right? So these locations here, this is showing you, hey, where's the source of the Kyrotech? And is it a bonus or key? Bonus or key, basically, in my mind, the way I viewed this is that bonus sources are things that I want you to kind of, like, you don't want to necessarily build your roster for, that you kind of let them come a bit more naturally, right? That, hey, you know what? I'm going to kind of hold off on building Inquisitors or Night Sisters or Imperial Troopers, and I'm going to kind of let those assault battles come to me. Sith, right? I'm not going to go and invest all this Kyrotech in a team because it's going to take you years to recuperate the amount of Kyrotech you get from assault battles. Just look at this right here. You get 20 Kyrotech from assault battles, right? You get 20 per assault battle. So with my, say, Commander Luke team, I'm going to get here, right? 20 times 12 gives me 240 Kyrotech every single year. Well, it's 600, so I'm looking at 3 years of investment for that. Now, Imperial Troopers, the one caveat here, they do get you 2 assault battles. So you think 40 per month. Multiply that by 12, I'm at the same amount of Kyrotech, right? Look at that, I'm at 480 here, right? It's still going to take me almost 3 years of assault battles before I've recouped my investment. Is that really, really worth it to you to rush into that? No. That's so much time. So, again, assault battles, I want you guys to think of it as bonus. Whereas these keys, like daily login rewards, once you're level 85, you complete all your daily objectives, 3 Kyrotech every single day. Now, that's not going to sound like a lot to many of you. But take that 90, multiply it by 12. Now that's 1,000 extra Kyrotech every single year. Multiply that by, call it, say, 4 years. You're at 4,000 Kyrotech that you got for just doing the bare minimum in this game and completing daily objectives. That is a far better return than the amount of Kyrotech you're going to spend on some of these assault battles, right? Next example, Galactic Challenges. Again, it's not a crazy area. I view it as bonus. It's not something that I would be building teams just to beat Galactic Challenges. Now, Territory Battle Stars. This is based on my guild getting 39 stars in Rise of the Empire, right? Just look at this. You're also going to get additional Kyrotech rewards. So I called it about 35. I don't know how accurate that is or isn't. But you think over the course of a month, I get 2 Rise of the Empires. So that's 70 Kyrotech right there. Then I'm going to get 2 Rise of the Empires, where I get 6,000 guild event currency too, which then translates, divided by the 65 is the Kyrotech conversion for get 2. Comes out to 255 stars from TB. And then I want you guys to pay close attention to the Zepho. This is a key location. So, if you get the 2 boxes there, there's 20 there's 20 computers and then 20 shock prods. Very, very easy to get there. Right? I shouldn't say very easy to get there. But once you're on Zepho, it's not hard to obtain these rewards. So, you're going to get 40 Kyrotech twice a month. That turns into 80. Then, you're also going to complete special missions. So, you need 30 completions on Braca to get to Zepho. And then there's the clone special mission on Zepho itself. So, you add in about 50 completions between those two. You're looking at 2,500 Kyrotech, which turns into, twice a month, which turns into 77 additional Kyrotech. So, my guild is earning 150 extra Kyrotech every single month from Zepho. That is actually crazy. Like, you think about that, of the resources that you're going to spend, even if you do it with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, right? It's 157, and you're going to spend, call it, I don't know, say 2,800 Kyrotechs. I don't know. I'm just being, because I can. I don't think it's quite 2,800. That's 17 months. Call it 2,400. 15 months. So you're looking at a much shorter time frame to earn back those rewards, right? That you're gonna, those Kyrotech. Like that's not bad at all, guys. And again, the 50 completions, 50 out of 50 on Braca would be really hard. But the Zepho mission with Clone Troopers, we'll kind of explain that a little bit here because that kind of ties into this territory battle specials. There's all the other special missions and territory battles that if you view it as a bonus, if you can get 20 completions every single TB, that's 1,000 additional get to, which over the course of a month turns into 31 additional Kyrotech purchases, Kyrotech pieces. You got your territory wars. This is based off of winning and losing in the top bracket. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Node farming. This is a big one. So I said 6 here. If I bump this up to 10, now I'm at 300. Like, I really lowballed this with 6. And then Grand Arena currency. Again, this is definitely a key location. Definitely somewhere where I would be paying attention to. Now, there are obviously other places. You have the Kyrotech 50/50 pack, which is a really good investment at times. And for those of you who don't know what that is, the 50/50 Kyrotech pack is, it's awesome. Let me see if I can find it. I'm looking in game right now while I keep you guys on that page. I don't know if they have them in stock right now because they're just so incredibly... Yeah, they don't have them in stock. But what it does, if I flip back over to the game here. So, the 50/50 packs will give you a 50% chance to earn 25 or 50 Kyrotech, right? It's 25 or 50 Kyrotech, and they cost 690 crystals. So if you purchase it and you get 25 Kyrotechs, you saved yourself 10 crystals from what you would have purchased with them via shipments. But if you get 50 of them, oh my gosh, like you made out like a bandit, right? You did really, really well there. And the way I kind of look at that is if you bought that pack twice for, you get 690, right? You bought that pack, so that's 1,380 crystals. So if you net the 1,380 over the 50, you're looking at, it's 1,380 crystals. If you get 75 Kyrotech out of that, that's a pretty good rate of return, right? That's a pretty good rate of return. You'd need to be netting 4 Kyrotechs for every 50 energy you spend in nodes to make up for that. So a very, very good investment there. And then, guys, like the last thing I want to leave you with, right? Just to, some other things I want you to think about is that, again, Kyrotechs are the big thing. Remember, they're as much a time wall as a paywall. The longer you play this game, the more Kyrotech you're going to naturally accumulate. So it's very important that I think you look at Kyrotech from a long-term perspective. Because in the short term, it gets super, super, super overwhelming and you don't know what to do. But in the long term, you will find that Kyrotech get easier and easier to come about to. You just need to make sure that in that early and middle stages of the game, you're investing smarter, not harder. And then as you get to the late stage, like I showed you guys through all those different places, it becomes very easy to get a lot more Kyrotech because you've progressed your roster to the point that you can earn rewards through all those different areas. So that's the end of the video. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I love all of you. May the force be with you. And I can't believe, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. If you're still watching this, I like forgot the most important part of this. I was like, oh my gosh. So stop. I'm an idiot. Yeah, wow. Okay. So in the game here, I wanted to show you guys a couple of these things with these territory battle special missions. So I talked about Braca, right? With these two. Again, Jedi Knight Cal makes it super easy. But Zepho and Kashyyyk, these two missions, in my opinion, are going to be really, really crucial for a lot of guilds because for both of the teams that you require for those missions, 60% of them are Galactic Legend Rex that you can use Captain Rex, Arc Trooper, and Echo here to complete that mission on Zepho. And then you just need Rex and Fives who are both very easy Kyrotech investments. Then you go to Kashyyyk. Now, 3 of them, again, Galactic Legend level or S tier requirements with Cassian being Profundity and then Captain Rex and Drogon being Leia Rex. But your Saw Gerrera, you already need him at gear 12 for Jedi Knight Cal. So you've already spent the majority of your Kyrotech on him. So adding in a little bit more for him and Cara Dune, yes, I recognize it's Relic 7s, which aren't the most fun, but doing those two things give you two pretty solid characters, particularly in that mid-game area. But more importantly than anything, additional Kyrotech that now you can use to start going after some of those higher caliber teams that, hey, now I can go for Dr. Aphra and not feel like I'm in danger. New Bo-Katan and Gungans, I'm coming for you, because you've increased the Kyrotech that you've invested is working for you. So I want to leave you guys with that. I'm sorry that I gave you the false alarm. If you're still watching right now, go ahead and comment that I'm still watching when Phil told me that the Get 2 special missions and territory battles are the most important thing in this game. I love all of you. May the Force be with you. And this is the official close. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, my friends.